Well, as students get ready to head back to the classroom Monday, the Corpus Christi Independent School District is making sure they are ready when it comes to safety. Faculty and staff at J.A. Garcia Elementary met with the Texas Department of Public Safety to ensure students have a safe learning environment this school year.
Superintendent Dr. Roland Hernandez told us why he wants students to know they're in a safe place.
I'm hoping that it is a very noticeable difference, not just at elementary schools, but across every level, so that they just get used to knowing that there is a presence there, and anytime someone is thinking about maybe doing something they shouldn't be doing, they'd certainly think twice.
Hernandez says the added officers will work to communicate with families to ensure the students are in good hands.